our mentality about voting?
Granted forever. So it's important to know that on this question, I will answer about the question of the turnout. It is with both great sorrow and with condolences to those who have lost loved ones that we note that election-related violences had led to the death of far too many Nigerians. It is deeply troubling, and those responsible must be held to account. On election day on the 9th March, polling procedures were assessed by our observers more positively than during the presidential and National Assembly elections. Most polling units visited opened on time or less than 30 minutes late, and the procedures for the accreditation of voters were significantly improved. However, at 8 polling units observed, we saw indications of vote buying. 8 cases of obvious underage voting were also observed. Our observers saw that the counting of ballots was transparent overall. Positively, in almost all cases, party agents received copies of the result forms, although they were often not displayed. The environment for these elections has been difficult, with cases of violence and intimidation, including attacks on election administration officials. Security agencies have an important role to play in helping safeguard voters and all involved in an election. However, citizen observers reported being obstructed by military and security agents. Observers, including EU observers, were denied access to collation centers in rivers, apparently by military personnel. This lack of access for observers compromises transparency and trust in the process. In rivers, INEC yesterday suspended until further notice the election due to violence in polling units and collation centers, staff being taken hostages, and election materials, including result sheets, seized or destroyed by unauthorized persons. There is no doubt that the electoral process there was severely compromised.
Our conclusion is that the collation of the federal level results process had many problems. Overall, the process was not in line with international standards for access to information and public accountability. Polling for the federal elections was cancelled in a large number of polling units across the country, covering nearly 2.8 million registered voters. This was 4 times more than in 2015. While this number did not affect the outcome, given the margin of win for the presidential election, this was not a good process. INEC did not provide sufficient information on these cancellations, the specific reasons for them, or the precise local government areas affected. This undermines public confidence in the process. There were also some inconsistent numbers in the collation, specifically a large difference between the number of registered voters INEC had announced back in January and the lower number then announced by returning officers at state level during the collation of the presidential results. Nearly 1.7 million less in total. Unfortunately, INEC has not to date properly explained this discrepancy. Since this is something that also happened in 2015, it really shows the need for improved data management in future elections.